Right, so obviously I posted a video up yesterday, and I know the question's been asked before about these mirrors and obviously kind of what their, what the visibility is like and stuff like that. So I've just taken my bike out for sort of like a fairly quick blast, but the roads by where I live are sort of like fairly bumpy, and there's some sort of like big like farmers field type areas, lanes and stuff like that. So a bit of a smooth road, bit of a bumpy road and things like that as well all over. So right, so just to quickly sort of like recap, spin the camera around. So yeah, so this is my bike. It's a Honda CBR 600 F4i. These are the mirrors that I fitted yesterday. If you watched that video, thanks very much. I hope it helped you if you're planning on buying these and stuff. But I thought I'd kind of give like my honest sort of review of what these mirrors are like whilst actually on the bike. This one for me at the moment is sort of like is kind of sat about right where it needs to be, kind of thing. This one I need to adjust a little bit, I think. So basically just give me a little bit more view, sort of like over my left shoulder. So where you've got your standard mirrors that are obviously on stalks that come up like from there and obviously up, and then you've got your mirror on the top, you've got a lot more kind of adjustment within them, whereas obviously these don't. So with the mirrors obviously being on the stalks, and you can literally just move obviously the mirror part, you don't necessarily have to move the position of the stem, whereas these ones I feel probably could do with being like maybe like a little bit higher just off of this bit here. So if it came up, even if it was like half an inch or something like that, would probably give you a bit more range of motor, sort of like range of view and stuff like that. It also depends. This is one of the other things. Well, I was thinking about it when I came out on this ride. So if you want to adjust the mirrors to obviously where they need to be, the other problem you've got, not so much a problem, but in terms of look, is the symmetry of the mirrors. So if you need to adjust one mirror to a certain position and the other one to a certain position, obviously you lose symmetry on the front of the bike. But it shouldn't really matter. I guess it depends on how sort of like anal you are about things, I guess, I don't know. So in terms of in the kind of like a riding position, the one thing that I've noticed, obviously like that, I think they look quite smart. I think they are what they are. They look sort of like quite decent. They're quite solid. And I mean, I've ridden over some like really bumpy roads, and at the moment, I mean, you can see the state of this road. It's like a farmer's field track. You can see like the undulations in the road and that up there and things. And then from here it goes down there and downhill, and it's all bumpy road, literally all the way out, kind of like right over there. Because they are short stem, there's not really any flex in them. So they do actually kind of real sort of like bounce around or anything like that. They're pretty solid. So I'll give them that. I'll give them the due in that respect. They are quite solid. I don't know if you can really tell from this, but I'm quite broad-shouldered. So these mirrors, for me personally, are a little bit. They're not quite wide enough. They would suit somebody with more of a slender frame, because then you get a little bit more viewing. However, having said that, back round. So whilst sort of like in position, now I've literally just folded them up, so they aren't in the position that I need them to be. But like as they are there, in my right mirror, I could see sort of like quite well behind me, but I had to tuck my elbows in a little bit, just enough so the mirror would there with the view to sort of see past. Now I might be able to adjust that by adjusting the position of actually these and kind of moving them around a little bit. I don't know. I need to have a bit of a play with it properly. As I said, the left one I need to adjust a little bit more because the view over my left shoulder was quite limited. The other thing that I noticed as well is obviously if you use them, kind of as their sort of like what they're designed for, because that's what you're buying for, because they look cool. Obviously, I'm not going to say that these add any downforce to the front of your bike, especially on like this, especially on like a 600. They're not really designed for that. They look cool. They might add like some element of downforce, but it's nothing that I don't think you're ever going to notice. You'd have to put it in a wind tunnel to be absolutely sure. The one thing that I did obviously notice is here in the UK, I know like in the States, a lot of states in the States don't have like roundabouts and things like that. So obviously in the UK we have roundabouts. And when you come off of a roundabout, you're supposed to look into like this mirror to basically make sure of the traffic that's coming off the roundabout to your left. Obviously if they're down like this, you can't do that. So it's one of them ones. It's like when you're on the road, obviously you need the mirror up because you need to be able to see if there's any traffic coming up on the left hand side of you. The other thing that I sort of picked up on is I did give it a boot full and open the bike up a little bit, obviously to legal speed limits. But the one thing that I noticed is like even though it's only a 600 and I'm a big guy, I have that mentality in my head that I want to be low down on the bike, try and get over on the bike as low as I can when I'm going at speed. So the one thing that I did notice is because of the limitation of the mirror size, you have to kind of like adjust your mirroring position to the style of how you're riding. So this is an F4i, so it's designed to be a little bit more upright than a Fireblade. So in the seated position, kind of upright, in a sort of like comfortable upright position, you would have the mirror wherever it needs to be. If you're going to go down over the tank and open it up, and if you want to get down behind the screen as much as you can, you then still need to adjust the mirrors again, because obviously you still need to see if there's people behind you. I mean, if you're opening it up and you're doing like city speeds and the police are behind you, you're not going to see them unless you adjust that mirror. So it's kind of one of them ones. You just got to take it into your own hands a little bit. But I mean, overall, I think they're pretty good. To be fair, for what they cost me, which was £23.99p off of eBay. I mean, they are absolutely solid. So yeah, they're pretty good. They're a good, strong, solid material. I think, as I said, I think these stems need to be just ever so slightly higher, just to give that little bit of extra height, so that you can see, like, position the mirror a bit easier. If you're slender framed, these will probably work absolutely fine. You'll have no issues with them. But there you go. Would I recommend buying them? Yeah, I'd recommend buying them. I think they're pretty decent. If you can kind of get around those like little bits and pieces now, I think you'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, thanks very much anyway. I hope this helps and kind of, I don't know, makes up your mind for you a little bit. Again, thanks for watching, and thanks again for watching the other video. Ride safe, guys.